Ellie's breath caught in her throat as she pulled into the driveway. The Victorian house stood tall, proud, and undeniably intimidating. Built 90 years ago, its weathered brick facade and intricate gables whispered tales of a rich, unseen history. Sunlight, struggling to penetrate the canopy of ancient oaks, cast long, dancing shadows across the overgrown lawn. Ellie shivered. Stepping inside, Ellie was greeted by the scent of dust and time. Sunbeams filtering through grimy windows illuminated swirling dust motes in the air. The house felt heavy, not just with age, but with an unseen presence that sent chills down Ellie's spine. It was in the guest bedroom at the back of the house that Ellie's gaze snagged on something peculiar. A large bay window, its glass unusually dark, seemed to absorb the light. Days turned into weeks, and Ellie slowly settled into her new home. She scrubbed, she painted, she filled the rooms with her own energy, hoping to dispel the lingering sense of unease. But the bay window remained an enigma. Its reflection remained distorted, refusing to acknowledge her presence. One evening, as Ellie was brushing her hair, she noticed something odd in the reflection of the window. It wasn't her own image that stared back, but a fleeting glimpse of movement, a shadow just beyond the edge of perception. She paused, holding her breath, but the movement was gone. Later that night, Ellie woke to the distinct sound of footsteps creaking up the stairs. Her heart pounded in her chest. She grabbed her phone, its screen illuminating the darkness as she crept towards the guest bedroom. The footsteps stopped just outside the door. Terror lent speed to Ellie's steps as she raced out of the house and into her car. She spent the night at a nearby motel, the image of the ghostly woman seared into her mind. The next morning, armed with a fresh pot of coffee and a growing sense of dread, Ellie called the property office. The elderly agent on the other end of the line confirmed her suspicions. The house had a history. A woman, the agent croaked, his voice raspy with age and something that sounded suspiciously like fear. She lived there, you see, but she vanished. No trace. Some say... His voice trailed off, leaving Ellie to imagine the unspoken horrors. The agent coughed, then continued, "They say her spirit still lingers, trapped within those walls." Ellie's blood ran cold. She thanked the agent and hung up, her hand trembling. She had to get out of that house. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through Ellie's resolve. She made a frantic dash for the front door, her hand shaking as she fumbled with the lock. But the door wouldn't budge. It was as if an unseen force held it fast. Panic surged through her, threatening to consume her. She whirled around, her eyes drawn to the bay window. The reflection was no longer an empty void. It showed the room, the furniture, and herself. But something was wrong. Her reflection moved independently, a sinister smile spreading across its lips. "No," Ellie whispered, her voice a choked sob. She stumbled back, tripping over a stack of books. The reflection stepped out of the window, its form solidifying into a horrifying replica of Ellie. The next morning the house stood silent, bathed in the soft light of dawn. The only sign of Ellie's presence was her abandoned car in the driveway. Inside, the rooms were empty, the air strangely still. Dust motes danced in the sunbeams, undisturbed by any living presence. And in the guest bedroom the bay window gleamed. It reflected nothing of the room, only the faintest hint of a figure standing just beyond the glass. A figure that bore a striking resemblance to Ellie, her lips curved in a knowing smile. The house had claimed another victim, its secrets safely locked away, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross its threshold.